Oops. Bumping everything right now. We are live. Hey, that's pretty cool. All right, YouTubes. Good to see you guys. This is the first time trying this here through this, and we got this cool video switcher. So hopefully it'll make it interactive and neat and everything like that. We're also going to record the podcast right here, right now. So, hey, babe, say something to the camera. There you go. All right, cool. Yeah, don't worry about looking at me today. We'll figure out the whole camera and line sight lines and all that jazz later. But anyway,
okay,
let's get started. What do you think, huh?
Let's do this.
All right, let's see if I can get me back on. There we go. Cool. April is Autism Awareness Month, and April 2nd is World Autism Day. I can't read. Actually, I can read. I just did a really. I'm going to do that again.
Okay.
April is Autism Awareness Month, and April 2nd is World Autism Day. And I'm glad it's not April 1st, because if it were, could you imagine our kids goofing on us being autistic and April Fool's Day? I don't think so. Today's episode is about building community, raising awareness, resources.
That still was a little.
Should I do it again?
Yes.
All right, we're going to have to cut this off of the live stream. All right, because I did do it.
Live stream?
Yeah, I'm streaming live. That's how I'm caping it now instead of putting it on.
We're doing a live stream on YouTube right now?
Yeah, isn't that cool?
No, it's not cool. I don't like, I don't know. I get nervous about things when they're not, improvisational.
That's all right. You're fine. We have exactly 1,000 million people watching us right now. Anyway.
Yeah.
April is Autism Awareness Month, and April 2nd is World Autism Day. I'm just glad that it's not April 1st, because our kids would be goofballing it up. Could you imagine a world where all of the autistic kids decided that it was prank day on April 1st and it happened to be okay because it was World Autism Day?
No, that would not be okay.
Today's episode is about building community, raising awareness, and sharing resources. So here we go. Hey, friends. This is the Finding Mikey podcast, our family's quest to prepare our son, Mikey, for life. I'm Mike, and from time to time, I'll be joined by my wife, Heather, or other family members and others for interviews and conversations. Now, while I may mention our son, you have a Mikey of your own, and together, we're on a journey to learn as much as we can so that we can understand how to best communicate and guide our kiddos into independent adulthood. Thanks for tuning in. Before we get started, we would love to ask you to do about 750,000 things. Actually, it's really just 3 things, and it's just to remind you of the 3 different ways that you can be a part of the show, and you can participate. You can even support us as well. So first things first, if you wouldn't mind, leave us some sort of review, a comment on the Apple podcast. It's been a while since we've had any because we haven't really been asking for any. So we'd love to hear from you there. And that's a pretty easy way for you to just share your thoughts, give us encouragement, give us some any sort of feedback, right? That kind of a thing. And it would be really, really cool because we love seeing those. We love hearing from you. And speaking of hearing from you, you can actually give us a call. If you call us at 469-249-0245, that's 469-249-0425. I've got the number down in the description below for you to call. And if you're in the United States, it's toll free. Every phone call is toll free now in the US. So there's our toll free number, but you can leave us a voicemail. We might play it online if you say it's cool. So let us know if you don't want us to play it. We'll contact you. Anyway, that's that. And then the last way, we're just trying something new here. There's things out there where people ask for hey, if this is cool to you, support us, give us, buy us a coffee, that kind of a thing. And my thought is that, if this has provided you any value, even $1 worth of value, go to findingmikeypodcast.com/donate, and $1 per episode really would help us to produce this and to pay for the gear and the hosting and the things like that to just make this content available to you and to help build this community. So those were the things that we had. Is there anything you'd like to add to that?
No, I think you got it covered.
Right on. Well, like I said, today is about resources, raising awareness, and sharing. And we've got 3 resources for you out there. And these 3 resources really are around great content with a ton of topics They're well organized, well categorized, and they help you gain the knowledge that you need. And Heather spends a good bit of time on these. So I'm going to let her talk about them. Taka. Maybe you'll get the joke here in a minute.
Okay, that was a great segue, honey. So yeah, basically the first website that I wanted to talk about is TAKA. And TAKA stands for Talk About Curing Autism. And they have a new name now, and it's Autism Community in Action. And this community was started 22 years ago by a mom, and her husband were on the autism journey. They had a son that was diagnosed at around 2.5, and they were out there trying to figure out, how to help their son be successful in life. What does their son need? They were taking him to all kinds of doctors to get evaluated, speech therapists, occupational therapists, pediatricians, neurologists, and they were learning a lot from each doctor that they went to. But they were doing a lot of groundwork. There were not a lot of resources out there for them to learn. So they had it was very time consuming to learn, and they were learning it while they're trying to raise their 2.5-year-old son. And as you know, it's very time consuming.
So it sounds like they were doing basically the equivalent of a podcast at that point in time, except they did it through obviously a website, right?
Yeah, so they created a website so that they could have a community, and people could share what they're doing to help their kids, and put that information on this website called TAKA. And so I'm just really thankful that they did this, because for the past 20 years, this company has grown a lot and they've helped a lot of people. They even have like a mentor program where you can get a mentor and get helped by them. So it's pretty cool.
It is cool. And there's something really neat coming up. I don't know how often they do this, but I do know that they do have a conference coming up in April.
Yep. They have an autism conference coming up April 8th and 9th, and it's only $25 a person, and it's all online. And the schedule looks pretty awesome. What they did actually is they developed an app. And so you can watch it from the app. The app will have the schedule and all of the ability to interact when you're doing a webinar, whatever it's called. I'm not sure, but basically, if you're in a breakout room and it's on IEPs and the presenter is presenting, you can ask questions, your own specific questions. So it's very interactive. It's not just acquiring knowledge. You're actually getting your own answer, your own answers. So it's pretty cool.
That is really cool. So we're talking at this one, right? We're at this conference presenting something, right?
No, we're not there yet, honey.
Oh, okay. Well,
maybe next year.
Figured I'd ask, right? We'll just throw it out. Hey, we are available.
Maybe next year.
Yeah.
So so the other thing I wanted to mention about it being on the app is that even though it's for the weekend of April 8th and 9th, the information is being recorded and you'll have access to it until May 31st.
Nice.
So that's pretty awesome, because we're busy, and you know how it is. You can't always spend, all day on the computer doing it. And you're like, oh man, I really want to listen to that, that presentation or that workshop, but I can't. So now you can go back and look at it later.
So there's a value obviously in being there live, because then you can have the opportunity to interact with other folks and presenters and things like that too. But I like that you do have the ability to take a look at it for a while as well. How do they find the app? How do our listeners find the app? How do they find the website? What are those bits of information?
Yeah, so you just go on the TAKA website, and I think the conference is on the one of the front pages of the website. And there's also a tab. URL? I'm not sure. I think it's takanow.com.
There you go.
Okay. It's TACA. So if you just type that in, you'll find it pretty easily. Okay, so at the conference, they're going to be talking about challenging behaviors, IEPs and advocacy, complex medical issues, therapies that are trending right now, legal planning, research, life after high school, and another tab was communication and AAC. And I'm not sure what AAC means right now. So I'm going to find that out when I go to the conference.
Good journalism there.
Yeah.
Good journalism.
So I'm really looking forward to it because I'm going to learn a lot, and some of it I'm going to be able to apply to our life with Mikey, and some of it I'm going to be like, wow, that will make a great podcast episode. So I will be sharing the nuggets of information that I learned there
Nice.
with y'all.
Word. Oh, the other one is Spiritual Awakening, right?
A spiritual awakening. No.
Oh, it's Spectrum. I've been watching
Awakening.
too much Russell Branson lately. If you watch the guy on podcasts, he's like this with his hands. Anyway, yeah, the Spectrum Awakening. You want to chat about that a little bit as well?
Yes, yeah. So Spectrum Awakening is a website that was created by a naturopathic doctor, Dr. Scouron. Our last name is Peschel. It's mispronounced almost all the time. So if I mispronounce this doctor's name, please forgive me.
It's SKO
WRON.
Yep.
So if it's phonetic, it's Scouron. I'm not sure. But anyway, he wrote a book called The 100 Natural Remedies for Your Child. He created an online community where he has great short YouTube videos. And the reason I say short is because sometimes we don't have a lot of time. But if you're looking for information on a certain subject, you can go to his website. He's got it well categorized. And you can type in something like, is CBD oil a benefit for autistic children? And he'll have like a 8 or 10 minute video where he talks about CBD oil and how it can be, benefit your child. And so it's just great. I really like that. And also too, he has free ebooks on his website. He has this whole book where it's all about supplementation for autism and what supplements he recommends. And I got a lot out of that one. So that was great. And then also too, I mean, if you're interested, he also offers telemedicine. So that's great. He's also got a supplement line that's supposed to be really good. And so I think that his website is very valuable, the work that he put into it.
So good. So Spiritual Awakening, he's a neurosurgeon.
Spectrum Awakening.
Spectrum Awakening.
Awakening.
Neuropathic doctor. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
Naturopathic doctor.
Sorry, it's a little late. My bad. Yeah, naturopathic doctor. And yes, we did rely on a good deal of his information paired with some other stuff, our pediatricians and things like that too, when we put together our plan for Mikey and his supplementation and diet. So it was really, really good. Cool. Yeah. We got another one here.
Yes. The next one is Autism Speaks. And Autism Speaks is another, like I said, it's an online community, and there's a lot of interesting articles and a ton of topics. This one's more like you're reading about it. And I really liked that there was this whole section on screening and getting a diagnosis and the next steps. And it was just providing all kinds of information on questionnaires and like how to look for autism in your toddler and fill out this questionnaire and, see how your toddler scores on it. And I was just like, oh, wow, this is interesting. I wish I would have had that when Mikey was a toddler, because if I had gotten Mikey's services when he was in preschool, it would have made the transition to kindergarten a lot easier. But instead I found an awesome preschool that just, tailored the preschool to Mikey's behaviors, and they were awesome. But
sure did.
But if I had known, when Mikey was 3, that that he was on the spectrum, he could have gotten a lot of social skill training to help him with the transition to kindergarten. And also too, this website has topics on life skills and social skills, which are great. A lot of times, we need ideas for how do you take your child out to eat at a restaurant, what, and it literally, like I read this one earlier today, and it was, talking about, like planning it and, where is your child currently at? Can't they sit and wait for a meal? And, what kind of things can you do to entertain them, while you're waiting for a meal? And, it was just interesting, because you're going to be more successful out there in the community if you have a plan. And it just kind of like reminds you of things to look for. And then also too, it had this whole section on sports. And I wish I would have read this tab, back when Mikey was younger, because it talks about, programs that are out there that for adaptive sports and getting your child into sports. There was even a link for Special Needs Boy Scouts of America.
Wow.
I was like, oh, okay.
I didn't know that existed.
Me neither. See, that's what I'm saying. These resources are awesome. like, I can't wait to like for this podcast to be recorded, and I'll have more time to go back on these websites, because as I was preparing for this podcast, I wanted to stay on them and, and like read stuff. And I'm like, oh, that's not the point. I'm just trying to get you guys some little tidbits to get you like engaged to, do your research and, get connected with these websites and stuff. And anyway, so, and then another thing that I thought was really awesome, and it's something that I see out in the community, is they had recommendations for assisted technology for nonverbal kids. And, one of them is, the tablet devices and what kind of apps you can run on the tablet so that you're giving your autistic child a voice. And I just thought this was really neat. It's not something that Mikey needs, but when I see other kids out there in the community and they're using the tablet to communicate, I'm just like really impressed by that. And just wanted to share with you that if that's something that you're looking for and you want to compare different devices and things like that, like there's information about that on the website.
We should probably have somebody come on and talk about that.
We should actually know people that have kids that use them. So I agree.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know what else is out there in that regard. I think that'd be kind of cool. I mean, I'm a technology kind of a nerd anyway, so I enjoy the gadgets, but to be able to use it for adaptive purposes. And the one thing that kind of comes to mind to me too, because Mikey and I have bonded, during the pandemic and certainly since, over video games and being able to play video games. So I've seen some of these really, really innovative, like control panels that allow kids and people that have actual physical disabilities too, take part in this as well. And I'm just blown away. I'm blown away. It's, again, unless you live it, you don't know really what's out there, but also, it's good to be exposed to it because it could help you out too.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Yep. So cool. So that was good. 3 big resources, not a long show today. We felt it was important to just get these into your hands and at least share with you that these are the ones that, if we had to boil it down to 3, that these are the ones that, Heather certainly holds with the highest regard and really spends time on. So, we're living in an interesting time right now. There's so much knowledge available. Temple Grandin's mom wasn't as fortunate as we were. Had to sort of learn how to communicate what autism was and how to, be fulfilled, through senses. Read the books, read the documentary, or watch the documentary. But you'll see that there was a fair amount of challenges there. And right now, autism has become a little bit of a meme, to me, and some other stuff. And, we don't say the R word anymore, but I think autism's kind of replaced that in some regards. And, but what that shows is that more and more people are aware. And with 1 in 44 kids officially, being, that's like the official ratio, right? Being diagnosed with autism, it is definitely more on people's minds and, accepted and, treated with care and concern as well. So we're fortunate, and there is a plethora of information out there, and it's hard to weed through sometimes, but those are 3 really, really great ones too. So is there anything you'd like to say in closing before we go?
I'm just thankful that these resources are out there. Because our podcast is about creating community, and it's these websites were developed by people that saw a need, and they wanted to create community as well. And as you all know, like we're busy with our kids. We're like living this life right now, and they decided to take time out of their day while they're raising their child with special needs and develop these communities, and they're doing really well. And I'm just really thankful that we have it. So
yeah, me too. Me too. So for all of you guys listening out there, we have all of these links in the show notes. We have them on the Finding Mikey podcast website there, where you can stream the audio, where you can see all this information here as well. So with that, I think we're going to wrap it up. We're going to call it a night because it is, well, it's 11 o'clock our time, but we wanted to make sure we got this done. We're aiming to get these episodes out on Friday to everybody. I'm saying that out loud to you so that you can, I feel like you're holding us accountable. So Thank you very much for listening. Can't wait to talk to you again soon.
How,
Hi.
have you turned off the video yet?
What?
Did you turn off the live stream yet? How long was the
What?
episode?
It's not on. The episode I think was like 15, 18 minutes.
Okay.
We've been streaming for 20 minutes.
Okay.
We have been streaming for 20 minutes and
Okay.
we're done. Thanks, y'all.
Bye.